It's that time of the month again. No, not that one. It's time for me to round up the 5 watches that have caught my attention on Aliexpress this month, and we have some pretty bargains for February. Hi guys, my name is Jason and I am your watch guy today. This list's purpose is to highlight some of the budget-friendly bargain pieces that you can pick up on AliExpress, just like the watches that you can buy on the watchguystore.com. I have so many different brands and models to offer on there, and if you want 10% off, use the code JTWG10. Now, if you fancy any of the watches from today's list, I have linked them all in the description on the stores that I have found them on. Make sure that you look around for the best price you can possibly get them at. Starting the list today, we have a new option from Addiesdive. They make incredibly affordable homages to some of our most loved watches. Today, the Captain Willard with a fantastic sea scenery dial. Try saying that after a few pints. The water pattern dial is beautifully accented by the black framed indices and the light blue minute hand, packed with an NH35 movement, a fully stainless steel casing with some lovely finishing, and a sapphire crystal, obviously topped off with 200 meters of water resistance. The stainless steel effect bezel insert really does match up with the entire casing, but it also allows that dial to be the real feature of the watch and displays this so perfectly. Priced at around £70 on the Addiesdive fashion watch store on AliExpress, I think that this could be a bargain for a lot of us. Moving on to a homage of the Tudor Pelagos with an aged twist. This is Thorn's latest release and it is a good looking fella. The start of the show are those applied loomed indices. They sit proudly above that dial and really do give a lovely effect of differential depth to that dial. This particular one has an aged effect to the indices, and that's not something that I've seen on these homages before. A nice little twist, packed with a PT5000 movement, a titanium casing. It's utterly insane to me that this is listed just over £160. There are other colour options and dial options for this piece, so if this one doesn't quite take your fancy but you like the sound of it, it's definitely worth you browsing around to find one of those other models. Speaking of which, this one is available on the Time Dock Watch Factory on AliExpress. A brand that I haven't mentioned much lately is Hroudland. They make fantastic homages and a much better quality than their price suggests, and they're pretty easy on the eye. This one is a homage to the classic SEAMASTER 300 with that broad pilot style hour hand. It's available in a black or brown option. The brown gives a tropical sort of aged look to the watch, so if you are a fan of that look, I think that this could be perfect for you. If not, the black is still an option. Everything else is much more modern. An NH35 movement, a Hardlex crystal, and what looks to be a sapphire bezel insert, fully loomed throughout the dial and the bezel. The obligatory Omega style casing is on show, with the high polished lugs accenting the brushing along the side really nicely. I've always heard good reviews on Hroudland and their build quality, and for just over £120, I think this is a fantastic deal, especially for someone who likes this design as much as I do. This one's available on the Hroudland official store. Moving to a new brand that I've spotted on the market, Aqua Trident. I was actually contacted by one of their agents to review one of these pieces. We couldn't quite come to terms on that, which is a shame, but it does happen. Nonetheless, this does actually look like a pretty good proposition for the specifications and the pricing. Packed with 500 meters of water resistance and a 45mm casing in a Panerai style, a carbon fiber effect bezel insert which accents the dials really nicely. Obviously the NH35 powering the back of it, as we'd probably expect. My favourite of the bunch is the PVD casing with the white dial. It accents the casing and the style really well in my opinion, and offers a bright contrast to the dark case. I would be wary of the reviews that they've used in the description. I can't guarantee they're all in good faith, but for me this is a quality looking piece and a lovely proposition for a lot of dive watch fans. This one's available for around £220 on the Time Culture's watch store. The final watch on this list is from a brand that you and I know very well. Pagani Design are releasing a new variant to their Black Bay CHRONO homage. They put together a two-tone option for the line, which in the renderings they've released looks pretty good. This one isn't quite available on the market just yet, and you can see that reflected in the prices that they've got them on the store at. Ridiculous prices usually mean that this is a watch that's coming to market. I expect this one to come down to around £70 once released, which would reflect the other models in that line. It's available on a fabric strap or a bracelet. I personally would always opt for the bracelet, as I think that that gives you the best value proposition. A sapphire crystal and a Seiko powered VK movement in the back of it add to the specifications that you would usually expect Pagani Design to offer the market. I'm always a fan of the screw down pushers and the ceramic bezel insert on these pieces. They just push a little bit of quality that you can't really find at this type of price range. It's available through the Pagani Design HOMAGE store. Add it to your basket, wait for the price to adjust. I hope you've enjoyed this list today. The new offerings are quite interesting to me. I'd love to hear what you think of the choices that I've made, and I always love to know which watches you've seen on AliExpress, because the likelihood is that I've missed a few. So it's always good for me to be brought up to date, and I like a good conversation, so head down to the comments. Thanks for watching this one, guys. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and you'll see me in the next one.